Alright, now I'm going to talk about Kabir Films. It is an Indian film production and distribution company based in Hindi. 2015 to the present, there is a teal action placard, and inside it, there is a teal square on a white bridge, and under it, there is the word Kabir Films in white text. Here is an intro. Has been the previously neutral Nordic country. The first thing to notice about this, well, we have a really nice rotor transmission here, and it's a really nice thing. It's a Tremec TR6060, and so very good shift. And I actually started out this day on the track in these, both the manual and the auto, and they feel fantastic on the track. I'll elaborate more in a little bit, but man, these things are wild on track. And on the street here, you all can appreciate it has the automatic rev matching and also has no shift, which obviously, you know, more helpful whenever you're on the track. But here on the street, it's also great to have that, especially the rev matching, so you don't have to be towing whenever you're coming up the red lights and stuff. It's really great. So other things here, you know, it's the same kind of setup as any other 225 as far as visibility goes. You know, you still have really good visibility forward. As you out of the side, I mean, you still have these little narrow side mirrors, but you know, totally easy to get used to, and I think they look really cool. So for a little bit of a sacrifice, not having to use this mirror. And the view on the back is also good too. Well, you know, it's very easy to daily drive. And another thing to note about the manual here is the clutch stroke is pretty natural feeling, and I think you know, the first few times you might be a little bit getting used to, but once you're used to it, it's very easy to use. It's not overly heavy or anything, which is really impressive considering we're dealing with the clutch that has to deal with, you know, almost 700 horsepower. It's, you know, pretty great that it's not, you know, super heavy, having to do a leg workout to move the clutch. So I'm just in the normal sport mode right now, so off to the side of setting, everything's, you know, nice and relaxed, and it's always great to do, you know, again, normal daily driving kind of stuff. You know, obviously it feels like an event in a sense, because out on manual, you still have a V8 soundtrack, you can feel pretty good, you know, with the flag setting. It has magnetic ride control 4.0, so the newest evolution of magnetic ride control, and it's one of those where it really doesn't get all the setting up front. Now, I'm not having any kind of tracking toggle, these are pretty well taken care of all of this, you know, those rings and stuff here. I also love the shifter and just how precise it is too. It's very easy to find all these gears. I did notice it was tricky to find shifts whenever you're parked, but I can tell you that when you're at speed, getting into fifth gear is very easy. I was going on the one back straight there, going into fifth, it's full throttle, and you know, I hated every single time. I never missed a shift in this thing with my half-day track driving. It was really, you did a great job there. So very precise and nicely weighted transmission. It's really substantial too. It's not some little toy shifter, you know, it's a real good mechanical heavy feeling shifter, but not overboard with the heaviness or anything. But even in Florida, I have a nice ground to this engine, of course. I mean, it's hard to hide, you know, 6.2 liters supercharged. But, you know, one thing I was looking for is with these rapid slide is spending time this year making a supercharger line here. And it doesn't seem like there's much. So we're going to go into fifth gear. You hear it tiny bit. It's a tiny bit more than the 5500, but it's still far cry from the insane supercharger line you get in Hellcats and things like that, which I personally love. So if it were me, I would like to hear more supercharger noise, but I'm not going to complain. I'm still hearing a sweet V8 soundtrack behind me. Another thing I really love is I haven't played around with car too much. I'll do acceleration here in a minute, and I'll do another one that's automatic later. But one thing I really love is even at fifth gear, cruising at like 2,200 RPM and just punching it, it just takes off fairly nicely, keeps it in fifth. I mean, obviously we're dealing with a ton of horsepower here, but still, I mean, a lot of other vehicles that are still big horsepower, they have really cool gearing and it kind of kills some of the fun. It actually makes the automatic version usually a little bit more exciting because you have the gears more closely spaced together. But in this, the gear seems to be fairly close. Again, I will test that out some more here throughout the course of my afternoon of driving. But yeah, I mean, as you can hear, the road match works flawlessly every time. But I'm going to put it into the V mode here, so everything is turned up to its more vector settings, including the exhaust. And yeah, let's head out onto the tracker and see how it does in the manual. Here we go. If you're full throttle and you take the red line, you can just use your right foot planted and just bang through that gear. And this thing pulls so strong, even though this is third gear here, 3,500 RPM. It's just for suspension mode here. Accelerates with anger. So, the Blackman 65D here runs the 6.2-liter supercharged V8 engine. It's hand-built. Even has the assembler's signature around the top of it. And anyway, that's 668 horsepower now, 659 pound-feet of torque, and so that's beyond what you got in previous Ultimate 4 iterations, and that's because they revised the intake, the exhaust, a bunch of tuning changes, things like that. They also changed the charge motor to bump the power up a little bit as well. And it's very impressive performance. 0 to 60 is 3.4 seconds for the automatic. Here in the manual, it's 3.6 seconds. You'll have launch control and line lock. So they do recognize a lot of people track races as well, not just about track handling. And so you can have that line lock set up right there, your launch control, all that kind of stuff. And you can even dial in how much foot you want in addition to just what also will launch at. And yeah, it's all very, very clever. The other thing I said here of Blackman are after you do that crazy gear to 50%, you can do a full out in 11.3 seconds at 129 miles per hour. They have a top speed of over 200. They didn't say exactly what over 200, but it is a 200 mile per hour capable car. That's part of the reason why the Blackman actually has more aggressive aero and have dive planes on the front that you can get and all that kind of stuff. Because that car wasn't focused on the top speed, so that one improved at 189. But this one, it wanted to make sure it was a 200 mile per hour car, so that's why the aero is quite as aggressive on this, but still is, of course, very aggressive and full of a good job. You have a lot of underbody panels as well, so you just have obviously shout at you like, this thing has crazy aero. Underneath, there's a lot of complicated stuff going to work there with the aerodynamics. They spent so many hundreds of hours in the wind tunnel. It took that off so they're running 3 to 5 wide with about 14 tires in the back there, 270 tires in the front, so plenty of setting room. I found that out on the track. I mean, this thing handles so well, and we don't have very aggressive corners here. It's kept up in handling here in the rural part of North Carolina. But, on the track, it was pretty impressive. Now, I did the Cadillac Performance Academy a few years back, so I had a decent amount of speed time in the ATSC and the CTSC on track, in course with instructors, and doing 2 days of track driving in those. And so I really have a pretty good handle on how a CTSC felt on track. And this, I was really shocked at just how much better this is. It is really impressive how more easier to drive in the corners, you have more front end grip, you have better power delivery in the back, most of the time power better. The CTSC, I felt like I was kind of managing the tail a lot more and it was dragging around a little bit more. I also feel like it felt a little bit with a little more weight to it, even though the cut weight, by the way, on these is identical to before. It's 1 pound heavier for the CT5 over the CTS. So these with the manual are 4,123 pounds. I believe you have about 30 pounds for the automatic. So pretty respectable amount of weight considering what you're doing with here. Not only the supercharged engine, but also all the cooling. There's a lot of extra weight there, but even with all these enhancements, they continue to basically gain no weight. But this is steel lighter, the even though, it isn't lighter, it just feels lighter, it feels more responsive on track, and I just felt like I had a lot more confidence, and I was driving on different tracks. It wasn't like a direct back-to-back straight system with the ESC, but I just noticed that it was, from my memory of the ESC, this was a real big leg up over that, and I was very impressed. ESC isn't bad on track, but this is a whole other issue. I think it's really a huge change, and I was very impressed with the handling there, and I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that's going on to, maximize the handling of electronic with the differential. I guess with the Max Max Control 4.0, you also have advanced PPM settings. Braking is also spectacular here in the Black 5. So, you have 650 front ground wheels, 450 rear. You can do also carbon ceramic brakes. But you get the carbon ceramic, there's 400mm diameter disc for the brakes. Massive brakes. They really feel up the wheel here on these 19-inch wheels. And it's impressive because I was braking really. And I mean, I've been happy in track driving. You do like 3 laps when you come in, so it's not ever extended lapping or anything like that. But, later on in the morning, I mean, it's go on, there was no speed. And all the cars have carbon ceramic on the track. So I can't really stick to the normal fuel motors, but they're actually not much smaller than the fuel motor. It's only a few millimeters smaller, so I'm sure there's, compromise there. It's just another process as far as what you want. You can, of course, now with the boot mode here and or the high mode, you can dial in exactly how you want the brake feel to be. So as far as how much pedal travel and the responsiveness to the brake, you can custom tune that now just with the software. In other acceleration because it's too much fun not to. On the street here, this thing is so insanely fast, and I'm really glad that the gearing is nice and short. You don't have these super tall gears in the manual like you do with some other vehicles. The automatic definitely feels a little bit faster, but this manual really the settings here so fast. It's just such a more visceral experience with the manual. You're actually working for the speed, a little bit more, and it just feels so good. Also, I really like this exhaust. So now that where the V mode is opened up all the way, there's some burbling and crackling. You let off the gas, and it sounds really good. The food. Listen to the sound with the windows down. It's like endless cracking and pops after you went off. It sounds so good. When you're driving slow, you can just enjoy this, especially the windows down. It's really fun. And it's great. But it's not overkill, it doesn't slow or anything. You actually have this noise cancellation to get rid of some of the unwanted sounds. You probably wouldn't like any kind of boominess or anything to get rid of that kind of stuff. And there is some speaker enhancements as well that you want to isolate. And they said it's actually a microphone that picks up the good sounds and augments the speakers. So you're still hearing real noise. It's just that it's coming, a little bit from the speakers, but you don't need to just like some artificially sounding vehicle. You have a fantastic engine, fantastic exhaust, and so that stuff just adds to the experience. More sound. I mean, it's no way, but I did a second gear, and I'm really coming out of that corner. It just goes. It is very expensive. I think the PPM definitely felt a little bit more just one instrument. It was probably good in size. Again, I am not downplaying the PPM capabilities, but this, again, in every way, I just find myself constantly like, wow. Like, the first few laps I did, that was before the tires got low between later after the day and stuff. But I mean, the amount of grip these tires put down these things really blew me away, especially on the first couple of sessions. And then, now on the street here, it's still a very level experience. Even all you can do is a pinch the control, actually trying to keep your license. You can't really push this very much on the street. But it's still a ton of fun, even if you're doing that burbling, and you just turn around the speed of it. It's still more than I did. You want to add to the plan with your daily drive, go for the manual for sure. And there's another thing, if you do like the manual, you want to keep it around, and this is the only vehicle in the segment that offers it. Send that much message, not only with you, but to the world. Go to the manual if you're getting one of these, and send that message to all of them, and maybe that one first come to bring back to the manual just for the next 2 years before it is electrified. But I'm just so glad Cadillac decided, like, well, this is going to be our big bang we're going out with for the crazy supercharged manual stuff. We're going to have the manual. They insisted on the manual. And frankly, it sounds like the takeaway for the manual so far for the early pre-orders is very, very strong. And so, hoping that continues on and continue on the manual. I love how much this thing moves, even in the super suspension mode out. And the whole nose lifts up. It is wonderful. I love that kind of drama. Back in the manual slowly. It's all the good things. But anyway, I'm going to hop in the automatic and we'll see how that feels on the screen. Here we go. There we go. Take the tires immediately. You can't bring off that if you want to just smoke them right away. But yeah, it's so good. Oh man, yeah, it's the exit automatic system, by the way, it's been custom tuned for this vehicle, and very, very much it feels really good. And this automatic is really intelligent too, so it has a performance shift one it has, so if it detects that you're trying to drive in a sporting manner, it will keep the red high, and then, once it realizes you're chilling out again, then that will go away, and then it will drop down to normal RPM even when you are in that V mode. So it's really cool because, a lot of other cars, whenever you have them in their most aggressive setting, they'll be constantly hitting at 4,000 RPM, and it's consistent on, getting you to those crazy RPMs constantly. I like to just slow enough to realize, okay, we'll do it for a little while, but then if you're going to go slow, then clearly you're not getting, 4,000 RPM. So it's really intelligent. The other intelligent thing with this automatic are that whenever you have it, I think in the fully automatic mode, it actually shifts faster than Porsche PDK in the first 4 years, I believe. I'm not sure if that's the same for the manual, but I believe manual shifting is still might be slower. But the fully automatic is very quick. And it's also, it has an advanced algorithm for the transmission, so it's smart enough to figure out how it should deliver shift to you. So especially when you're on the track, if it senses that a rougher or quicker shift will disrupt the power delivery and your traction, it will actually slow down the shift just for that shift and that situation, and then it senses that you can have maximum attack and fastest shift possible, then it will go in and do that stuff super, super fast for you, and can actually also figure out whether you're holding it longer than normal and all those types of things too. It sounds very intelligent. Even here in tour mode, there's a lot of concentration on this car as well. So it's immediate, so you don't have to wait for any kind of color, that kind of weird stuff, and this transmission is always ready to go, and it's really impressive. There's some others where you have a little bit of travel before it starts getting an idea of what you're trying to do. This is just like, there's no waiting around for this thing. And it's also impressive because it's still 10 years to pick from how it really can drop down to the most aggressive feel. Or really bring that to your seat. Even more so than the manual, which is a little more predictable. It's just like, you hit the gas and go, and just, plants in the back of your seat. This, it plants in the back of your seat, but it also just does it with the most intense possible. So it kind of just makes the experience that much more intense. And, but anyway, we want to hear the exhaust, so I'll leave it in the V mode the rest of the time. Look at all these crackles. I love it. Anyway, I'm going to try the manual shifting here. See how it is. Get everything in its most aggressive setting. Go down to first. Here we go. Alright. So we're going to hold me back for a second. Like, not to the power down well. So just decided to, reining in a little bit there. And again, you can't turn all that stuff off. But in a vehicle this fast, especially when it isn't mine, I'm not going to be the person that turns everything off and pretends like I'm a chick, because I'm not. So, so manual shift feels really good. I still think it isn't the fastest manual shift out there or anything, but I think it's doing pretty fast. Yeah, I think it's slight delay there. I do wish it was more immediate still for the manual shift. But it's still fun to play with, and that's the bottom line, is that, if you're doing this just for the fun of it, it's still really quick. And again, it might be doing some of that intelligent logic of, I'm trying to ask for an uplift, and maybe it's like, if I give it to you super fast, then you're going to lose a little bit of traction or something. Because maybe that's part of why, it's not always as super fast even in manual mode as I would like it to be. Man, the way this thing just gets gone, it is crazy. Oh man. It is fantastic. Oh, it's so tempting. It's like, I don't want to do this, but I really hate speed limits because this thing is so capable. Oh man, this thing can make you sick though. It's acceleration, it's how intensely the automatic takes off. It is more intense than the manual. I will certainly give it that. So if you want the maximum G-force feeling, you know, I can't fault you for going for the automatic. Any Blackwing you buy is a good purchase, and you're still supporting an awesome performance vehicle, and a vehicle that again is not going to be around much longer. And so, you know, enjoying these things while we can, whether it's automatic or manual. You know, it's awesome to get. Setting off here in the 2023 Integra. So the first thing to notice about this, well, you have a really nice low
floor with its good handling, direct steering. The car is light and it also feels light. It's so well on the road. You feel it's a long car. Then when the corners are very narrow, this one was still quite okay. When you have too narrow, then you feel the long wheelbase as well. Other than that, a super sporty handling, and in this pure electric mode it's already so much fun. Look at that, how I can steer it around and I just hear the wind. Everything else is silent, and that's just such a great feeling. At the same time, putting it in sports mode, the combustion engine is active, then we have more boost. Faster, get the maximum acceleration out there. Also, we mentioned the cycle. Also, sound combined from the wheel engine and from the sound actuator here inside the cabin. And then you have, a boost like with a very powerful pure electric car. It feels really like that because in the front, the electric motor is still pulling us, whereas the engine in the rear is pushing us, working them as a forward drive. Really cool. Shifting that on all the motions. And I can also get some nice sound just out of a 1.5 liter turbo engine. Right. Here we are in the steel. I don't have that much here. Then you see the best feeling that it's actually quite okay. It lets you lay a little bit. Although it's a little bit higher, that's actually quite cool. I mean, it's almost like a really heavy push you have to know. Whoa. That's just cool. A little fun. Some cool. Found some interesting road for you. Why not? The funny thing about this super sport car is, and yes, I do call this super sport car, well, you can drive silently if you want. So at the moment we're just running pure electric, and if you're starting maybe from the yard or just don't want to annoy someone in the neighborhood, that's the way to go. You can always press the e-drive button. This one is on the pure electric drive. So maximum if you just drive pure electric could be something about 40 kilometers. Other than that, it's used as a boost function or to reduce the consumption. I think it's good to have this option. It's a different approach. I mean, if you think about the Jaguar F-Pack V8 and you start in the morning, everyone knows you are starting. And with all due respect, maybe you really want to have that sound and you want to say, hey neighbors, I just started my car. And maybe you want them rather simple approach than this one here. Stand still, you have the traffic light, totally silent. Also now with the convertible, you I've driven an electric convertible once so far. It was a Smart Car too, electric convertible. And it's really amazing to drive an electric convertible because it rather feels like riding a bicycle without sound, open top, but at 70, 80 kilometers an hour or something. And that's also part of this vehicle. This vehicle is not only about hammering it all the way, V8 sound and so on. This vehicle actually can do both, also do something more. And I think that's a very interesting approach, which we're always feeling it when we're starting the car very slowly. So, especially in the road version, you feel that you dissolve a little bit more with your surroundings. Absolutely silent. Here there's a little bit from the electric engine. So the electric motor, I know there's no such thing as an electric engine. And of course, they're always when you need it, even if it's just a small lane change in the city. Well, they could have also made it pure electric, of course. That was my point earlier as well. I think that would definitely work, because if it works for 30 kilometers, it surely works for that too. So, there are some guys now want to challenge us here, and even if I'm just purely electric here, I'm gone. I mean, that's enough power also from the electric. Actually no power, no electric motor. So, this is also one feel of this vehicle, just enjoy driving along the coastal line here out of Mallorca today. It just feels great, and this is one of the parts where you might this is one of the parts where you have to say you do not miss the sound actually. It's just cool, it's just cool. Even without the sound, I do not miss the V8 sound here. Actually, I'm more relaxed, but at the same time I can drive very fluently and also rapid, so you still have very good acceleration because the electric motor always gives you the maximum torque that is available. Interesting also what I've done with front-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive, because the engine is powering the rear wheel and the combustion engine and the electric motor, the front wheels, there's no physical connection between those. And therefore you can also add up the horsepower figures. And they're actually playing together. But if I'm just in the electric mode, then I just have a front wheel driven super sports car, which is again really peculiar, isn't it? The suspension is of course set on a rather stiff mount, as you would expect from such a vehicle. You do feel the bottom of the road. I think it's not too bad. Co-driver check, then we've got 3 lower back. Okay. So the finger says it's okay for her, and that's definitely a good sign that it's okay for the co-driver. So you do feel a connection with the road. That's not that good that you would say you cannot really drive it. Look how agile this car feels. Very precise from the steering wheel, very natural steering feel. And I can already tell you so far, I would love to drive this car pure electric all the way. So far, as I said, what's this, 43 kilometers pure electric. Always depends on how you drive it. Yeah, but that will maybe then with Porsche Mission E, and I'm absolutely sure that we've done it at one point will also present a sports car which is pure electric with no power range. That's going to happen. And we also test the other driving modes. So the auto e-drive, which we will go in now, you will remain with the electric one when you drive slower. So as I put it a little harder, it will also activate the combustion engine. About the regeneration, we do have the regeneration when we're in the pure electric mode, so you gain back the energy. When you are in those automatic driving modes, where, and especially in the sport mode, which you see activate. No, I'm not here on the outside. So the inside passengers is artificially there's always a lot of discussion about that. So some say, oh, that's so pathetic. Come on, really? Seriously? But then again, you can just say, you know, regulations and being a little bit more fun on the outside. At the same time, you can have sound fun on the inside, so you can argue for that. I think it's a little bit pathetic when you do it with a V8 in the country, you know. Remember the Lexus V8 we've been driving? They still have sound actuators for the inside because modern engines are so well insulated from the cars nowadays. Yeah, I'm quite okay with that these days. So we do have some sound now. I can also use the shifting buttons here. It's actually quite decent. You know, as a car experience expert, we also hear that it's actually a very small engine. You hear it somehow through sound. It sounds somewhat funny. Yeah, a little bit like a motorcycle engine. You know, because they also have motorcycles. So. I guess I could also live without the sound, I think. I mean, it's quite decent. That's not a sound where we would say, oh wow, that's sound ever. But then again, this is not what it's about. Shall we just take this one? Or just one more? Wow. This is so nice. I would just drive this roundabout the whole day, really. And it feels so easy. And actually, when you do that, and the car is still pretty much silent, it feels even greater somehow because it's so effortless. This car is really effortless. And the funny thing is that effortless we sometimes say maybe about SUVs or something, which are also a little bit sporty, but big luxury sedan with good power. But effortless here for a sport car, that's really interesting. Really interesting. Let's go to the next motion. So, what do we have? Comfort, or these are some minor changes that we do. We could go for some more savings. The throttle input is changed for that. Here the e-drive, the auto e-drive again. So usually you would sleep on the auto e-drive and maybe just put a few electric mode when you're driving into the city, for example. So that's possible. Then we also have four functions on there. Distinctly to the left, the automatic gear lever. And this way, I have changed the digital instrument, putting it to rest. Also, I make it in manual mode. Also, the head-up will be changed now. Sound changes. So in the head-up display, I see now the big number for the gear change, and also an RPM meter. And we also have the sound has changed. So pretty interesting. If it's so low at the road, definitely also feeling is different. It's really a supercar feeling. But I feel that the car is for a supercar relatively easy to handle. So if you think about or compare it to a McLaren, like this one for example, this body again has less effort, so it's easier to drive. So if you have never driven a super sports car, and you just sit in this one here and start driving, you won't feel like, oh, I can't do this, it's too hard, it's too complicated. This will still be fine for you, I can tell you. And this is also very interesting approach. Making it easy for the driver to get to know this. Wow, this guy is so much fun. boost in the sport mode. 4.6 seconds is in the acceleration figure to 100 kilometers an hour, or 62 miles an hour. That's about 0.2 seconds slower than the Kabir. So I mean, you can easily live by that. Probably he was getting some fish. So maybe we should pass the police now with a very loud acceleration. What do you think, guys? We just need a really steady like interview. We also want to have the acceleration here, right? So now it also gets interesting about the wind feature. So far we're driving maybe like 70 or something, 70 kilometers an hour. It was not too windy in here, so quite good. And now it's an acceleration from next police. That's so effortless. I mean, the flop, and we're there. Really cool. Maybe from 80 to 120. Oh, that's it. So that's like so quick. And now like 120, well, it's getting a little bit uncomfortable here with noise and turbulation-wise, certainly in this area. Well, this rear window we have there, okay, like the normal mode, you have different modifications for that. So you can have it all the way up, like this. You can put it all the way down, and then there's a recommended position, like just a little notch. I didn't feel too much. Did you feel any difference there? Well, I didn't feel too much difference. It's more about the speed you have, but they say that in the middle position it would be the best against wind turbulences. 90 kilometers an hour is still quite okay. So if you think about just something below 60 miles an hour, above that you feel the wind. I mean, if you're in California, like the majority of the customers of this vehicle, I mean, you have temperatures like these, you know, like 25 degrees here. That's I think in the 80s or 90s, something like that, I think 80s. I'm not the best with calculating that one. And, I mean, but then again, probably most times you wouldn't drive that fast anyway. Again, really stable on the road, of course, this car. This speed is nothing. Interesting also that even if I go to the electric drive, we can drive pure electric with the maximum speed of 120 kilometers an hour. That's only enough then for the electric. If I want to drive fast, I mean, here for example, when we're not in Germany, most of the time we're not allowed to drive fast anyway. So I can also accelerate just in the pure electric mode. And what I would be interested now is when I really hammer the throttle, does the car stay in the electric drive mode? No. So this is a question of philosophy. We do have some plug-in hybrids which stay in the pure electric mode, and there's also enough power available. Just maybe not at the highest speed. But then again, we have seen, for example, also the Porsche Panamera hybrid. They have a resistance in the throttle now. And when you hammer it all the way through, it's the same here. Then also the combustion engine gets activated for the maximum boost. And that's the same which is also happening in the sport mode. You get the maximum boost by combining both motors. And what's really astonishing is that how seamless you have the transition between those different modes. So you don't really feel it. The characteristic of this car is also not too different depending on front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, because the car sits so well on the road and is so effortless and smooth and sporty to drive. You don't feel so much difference from where the power is coming from. And there's, you know, a constant transition between all of those. Well, what is also interesting, when we close the roof now. Oh, we can't do it here, man, too fast. So we can do it at about 50 kilometers an hour maximum. So I'll show you that very soon. Because I also want to tell you something about the noise insulation and when the roof is closed, cornering. I can't close or open it at this point, yeah. It's a funny thing. I mean, I would have never thought about doing it in a convertible before, but this car, you know, it's so seamless and effortless that you basically think everything is possible. So, really nice in the driving characteristics. Well, what about long-term driving or road trips? I mean, those are sport seats. They have a little bit more shoulder support here in the roadside to compare with the coupe. I would not recommend it for hours and hours and hours. Considering it's a super sports car, I'm okay with the seating comfort. You do? Yeah. But there's a cold weather proof as well. And of course you cannot compare it in the comfort with a really good seating position you have somewhere else. You have to make a compromise at some point, and when you sit so close to the road, well, that's what you get. But considering this segment here, I think it's also pretty decent what they did there. Look at how stable this car remains also at higher speeds. Really amazing. So let's try something more again. Go to the sport mode once more. Oh, radar camera sign, so that's the perfect road. That's the acceleration. What about somewhere 70 kilometers to 100? Like instantaneously. And again, from the acceleration, you do not miss a V8 or something either. So I think the biggest difference is that you don't have the sound. On the other hand, you have this really cool stuff that you can run pure electric. Maybe you can feel a little bit more sophisticated, a little bit more eco-friendly as well. You can even pure electric. And you can say, hey, you know, I got an electric car. I mean, that could really work. Oh, why not? So, a good car to travel to your office in Silicon Valley, for example. Well, if they had put maybe some less cows on the seat, that would be even more suitable for the sustainability idea. But I think the overall idea shows the position that it's going in the right direction. So in terms of a car that you might, you know, more people might be able to own under Kona, also in our review at the moment, so you can join that review as well. So, cruising is also fun in this car. Good traveling speed is something about 70 and 90 kilometers an hour, I would say, that you can really enjoy it also without being too loud. Funny thing is also when you look to the rear mirror, to the side mirror, yeah, and you see this aerodynamic design line I explained you with the exterior. It looks like the roof would not be open or closed properly. You would say, there's something broken with the car. You know, when you look in the mirror, you know, oh my god, my car's being ripped apart. That's how it looks like. But that's how it's meant to be. At least from this perspective, it looks pretty weird. So rest assured, that's not a real problem. So there's a normal cruise control inbuilt here too. I mean, if that's a vehicle for 170,000 euros, which we're driving here, it also should have this stuff in, you know. Like a blind spot monitor. I mean, you could say, yeah, pure sports car and stuff, but come on, seriously, just put all the systems in the car when you pay so much money for a car. I mean, lane keeping assist, I can argue with that some might say, this is influencing my driving too much or something, you know. Good example here now with the BMW M, the total concept of the car. Passing up them with a big V8, a raw for example. And if you're sitting in here, really do not miss that at all. So I find that, you know, the solution or the whole concept of this car pretty cool, actually. And you don't have so much less comfort than in our other convertible. Of course, you drive a big chassis without you around. But then again, as long as you're inside the car and people can look from the outside, and this is of course somehow also a show-off car, but definitely a show-off car in another way, not in a practical way. So, I would say, we do one more acceleration, and then we're off to some countryside roads. Or maybe we can still show you that now. Let's get it off here. The GPS, by the way, is pretty easy to follow. I like that with BMW. So GPS from Volkswagen Corporation, so BMW, Audi, Seat, Skoda, and the BMW GPS. To me, they work the best at how they lead you in the way. Talked about it recently with the Mercedes GPS software. We usually have one point in the driving event where we are misled at some stage, and that's not happening here. So now where the car is really at home, let's check that one out. And once again, the electric. When I raise the normal foot, I can also see how the car is recuperating, recharging. Now hold from the front wheel, agile and fun to drive. I mean, isn't the concept of an electric convertible just super? I think you could even more enjoy the surroundings, and definitely also others. I mean, even if you like an V8 sound yourself, do you like it when you're sleeping in your garden? Maybe, on a chair. Maybe not. So this car really also thinks about others, not only saying, I'm just focused on what I'm doing myself. I think that's a very interesting aspect of this car. So great here in this electric mode again. Direct opposite from electric mode again back to the sport mode. Again, boosted by the speakers. In the 2011 New Models series from Hot Wheels, this is the Hammerhead, designed by Dale Earnhardt Jr., who should be designing cars instead of racing them, because this looks like a really cool car that I want to own. Clearly a practical daily driver, it's got a giant orange windshield that allows you to see out and also look in to admire the engine. The styling is that of the Batmobile mixed with a flamethrower. Pretty much a win-win combination if you ask me. I can only hope that Hot Wheels isn't hogging this design all to themselves. This one needs to be made. I expect to see this car on the city streets at some point in the future. How is it that monstrosities like the Pontiac Aztek get made and sold to the public, yet the Hammerhead is too small to drive? What is this thing powered by anyway? Hopefully light beer. When someone buys you one by accident, instead of just pouring it on the floor when they aren't looking, you could power your car. The Hammerhead. I like the fire on the side. I like everything about this car. I think it's pretty cool. It's got a silver interior, and you aren't missing anything with that giant windshield mirror. Glowing bright orange, shooting flames out from the side, emitting the smells of a brewery. It's the Hammerhead from Hot Wheels, designed by Dale Earnhardt Jr. Does he drive an Aztek?